Welcome, everyone. Welcome to Purple Lunar Rose Tarot and Astrology. Tonight, Love and Astrology Night, we're going to talk about the Libra Full Moon. This is a makeup from last night's live, so you didn't miss it. We had some bad weather, and unfortunately, I had to push it back and reschedule. Fortunately for you, right? Because now everyone is going to be here with us tonight, guys. We are multi streaming. So we are back on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch all at the same time. I see Diana coming in first on YouTube. Welcome, everyone. Guys, I want to mention before I forget, because I feel like I'm going to forget, tonight I'm doing a giveaway. Don't let me forget. Giveaway tonight. It's right there on your screen. I'm going to be giving away the chakra balance reading that I offer in my Etsy shop. So, guys, it's so important that we keep our chakras balanced, right? Even if you've already gotten this reading before, it's very possible that you're dealing with a different chakra blockage today or currently, right? So, that's going to be what we're offering for our winnings tonight. So, anyone who participates in free or paid mini readings gets entered at the end of the live. Guys, you do have to be here at the end of the live when we do the giveaway, all right, in order to win. Okay, so tonight I'm going to talk to you about the Libra full moon coming in. There's actually something that I want to touch on before we get to that Libra full moon. I think I actually included it in the Libra full moon information, but I'm going to touch on it a little bit before we get to it because I think that you're going to hear a lot of people talking about it. I see everyone coming in. Welcome, everyone. Welcome, welcome. Vanessa on Facebook. It looks like all the platforms are working well. That's wonderful. All right, guys. So today is March 31st. We just had the Aries solar eclipse, new moon energy, right? Guys, we're always a week ahead. So if you're wondering like what's happening this week or you want to check my accuracy, you can go over to my YouTube channel and find all of those videos under the live tab. Okay. So always a week ahead, and this Libra full moon puts us, a week, almost 2 weeks out, really, honestly, because it's at the end of the week ahead, right? So we're definitely getting like the first jump. I feel like all the other astrologers or tarot readers that also do astrology kind of always beat me to the punch when it comes to talking about the astrology that's coming. So I feel like we're definitely getting ahead here with the Libra full moon. And we're going to talk more about it, of course, as the energy gets closer. But what I want to touch on just a little bit before we get to Libra full moon stuff is going to be Neptune. And I know you guys probably have already heard people talk about it because, again, today is March 31st that we're live streaming. And Neptune actually moved into Pisces yesterday on the 30th. This is actually a big move. It's just very much like Pluto moving into Aquarius. Neptune is one of those big planets out there in the cosmos. It takes a long time for Neptune to go work through a sign, right? I believe as Pluto, it's 250 years to go around all the zodiac signs. Neptune is 150 years. Don't quote me on that. I feel like I'm guessing. It's pretty close, about 150 years, 152 years, something like that. I want to say it's 14 years in a sign. So it's been in Pisces, and Neptune loves Pisces, right? Because Neptune rules Pisces, and Neptune is all about our spirituality. It's all about the mystic. It's all about mysteries. It's the house of God, right? And so with Neptune, Neptune also represents confusion. So with Neptune being in Pisces, it's this energy like where the last 14 years we've kind of just been letting a lot of stuff go, right? A lot of stuff just kind of pretending like we didn't see things. We're not really, calling people out on their stuff, right? Ignoring things. That's kind of Neptune and Pisces. Well, as Neptune moves into Aries now, it's really more of this energy of in your face now. You can't deny it now. The rug has been ripped out now, right? So that's what Neptune and Pisces feels like. And because Neptune is at 0 degrees in Aries, right? It just moved into Aries, 0 degrees Aries, because Aries is, again, the first house, the first sign. So Neptune is fixing to start a complete new cycle, right? Around the zodiac, a completely new era. And again, at 0 degrees Aries, it's this energy of purity. It's this energy of purity. So what's fascinating that's happening with this energy, and the reason I'm bringing it up tonight is um, what I'm finding super fascinating is that because Neptune is at 0 degrees Aries and starting this new cycle around, um, this this cycle for Neptune, because of, again, of all the other placements, Pluto and Aquarius, all of this stuff is really about spirituality and spiritual awakening and how we understand spirituality and how we come at spiritual awakening, right? So it's like right now, those of us that are experiencing spiritual awakening. So if you're watching me on any of the platforms that we're on, Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch, right, then you're very much experiencing a spiritual awakening, and you could be one of the what's the word I'm looking here? Like one of the first people to rewrite how we have this experience and how this experience will impact others going forward. I think that's just, I don't know, amazing experience to be having. It's an amazing time to be here. It's definitely a challenging time to be here. I feel like Neptune in Aries is going to clarify a lot of things for us and maybe make it not so challenging, hopefully, right? But I feel like it's a time where we're getting we're able to experience a lot of firsts. And for me, that's huge because I always say I'm not the first to do anything, right? Every history repeats itself, and we're always here kind of learning lessons that we've already had to learn before. But Neptune moving into Aries is definitely, just like Pluto into Aquarius, is definitely a completely new era, a completely new cycle. So keep that in mind because that energy is very powerful, and you're going to hear a lot of other astrologers talk about it as well. All right, I see everyone is making a list already for the free and paid readings. Don't forget tonight, if you participate, I am giving away that chakra balance reading. Guys, this is for my birthday. April is my birthday month. My birthday is April 17th. So, what I like to do, this is our fourth year doing this, right? And what I like to do is I like to give a giveaway every Sunday night when we do love and astrology of some sort, right? So I think what I'm going to do throughout the month is give away different readings. Some of those could be recorded readings, some of those could be live readings, live one-on-ones with me. And then I think what I'm going to do is at the end of the month, we're going to go through all the people that won, all the people that participated and won a reading from me, and I'm going to actually send a gift package. This is going to be a package that a box that I create. I've been thinking of what I want to put in that box, and I haven't quite confirmed what I decided exactly what I want to put in there just yet. So I'm not going to mention it yet. But as we get closer to the end of April, I'll start to let you guys see what's in the box, right? I thought that would be fun to do. All right, let's get to Libra, Libra full moon stuff. All right, so I'm gonna dive in and I'm gonna start with the exact time and visibility. So the Libra full moon will peak at 7:23 p.m. Central Daylight Time. That's my time. I'm in Central Time. In the US, I'm currently in Kentucky, so you'll want to check your local time zone to correlate that information. That will happen on April 12th, 2025, and it will be visible globally, of course, weather permitting. Here are some key aspects of the Libra full moon. Um, can I get an audio check on YouTube? I have one of the little sound exclamation marks. I'm not seeing anything on Facebook or Twitch, but I just want to make sure. So if moderator ladies can let me know. I'm going to go ahead and keep going. All right, here's some key aspects for Libra full moon. So first, the sun is in Aries, that's the self, and the moon is in Libra, that's about others, right? So it's a cosmic tug of war happening between independence and partnership. That's something that you could be experiencing with the Libra full moon. All right, Venus is in Pisces. So Libra's ruling planet in dreamy Pisces. It's going to amplify compassion and creativity. Mars is still in Cancer, so still at 27 degrees. Today it's currently, I believe, at 23 degrees. So by the time the full moon gets here, still in Cancer at 27 degrees. Mars is working its way out of Cancer. I will say not the happiest camper in Cancer, but here's what Mars in Cancer has done for us. Ready? Mars in Cancer has helped us fight our triggers, right? Mars in Cancer has helped us, one, see what those triggers are, and then heal whatever wound those triggers impact or trigger, right? And so, because Mars has been in Cancer for so long through this retrograde back and forth period, I feel that what's happened is it's given us ample time to see what those triggers are and then heal that wound so that we can overcome that situation and we no longer have those triggers. So, was Mars in Cancer challenging? Yes, absolutely. If you have Aries placements or if you have Scorpio, because remember, Mars rules Aries and Scorpio. But if you have those placements, strong placements, Sun, Moon, or Rising, Mars in Cancer was hard. Right? It was challenging. It was not, Mars in Cancer was not easy. All right, what else? Let's see. A placement that I found interesting when we see the Libra full moon, you're going to see is Jupiter and Gemini. And with the aspects it's making with the Libra full moon, it's going to expand communication. So it's going to urge honest dialogue to resolve conflict. So for a lot of us, any type of relationship issues, and guys, Libra is all about relationships. And I don't just mean like love relationships. This isn't just about, um, like your this isn't just um intimate relationships. This is all relationships. So this is like your relationship that you have with your spouse, your relationship you have with your relatives, your siblings, your parents, your neighbors, relationship with everyone, right? Everyone. So when I'm talking about Libra full moon and relationships, and you hear other people talking about relationships, they don't mean just your intimate relationships. So what I feel like, because Jupiter and Gemini expanding this communication that's coming out, very honest, and it's helping us resolve conflicts, it's also going to include this energy of calling people out on their shit, right? I feel like that's really become a trend. And I joked about it. I joked about it at the end of 2024. I said 2025 was going to be all about people calling people out. And we're here for it, right? We're all showing up for it, which is, I think, is amazing. But again, that's also that Neptune and Aries that I talked about at the beginning of the live, right? All right, so let's see. Shadow side, guys, this is the shadow side of the eclipse energy. So remember, we had the Virgo and the Aries moons. This is the Libra full moon, so this is the opposite side. So watch out for passive aggressive energy. That's that Libra avoidance of conflict energy, or the Aries impulsiveness energy. Be cautious of those. Let's see the collective impact that this full moon can have. So the first thing I got on my list is societal and personal. Is going to be social justice movements. A lot of us are going to start to see this: protests, petitions, policy changes over fairness, gender equality, wages gaps, these types of energies. And what's interesting is right before the live, I came across a video where people are talking about a worldwide or global. I forget what it was, what they called it. Um, I don't want to say it's called stand off or stay off. I don't remember, but it's like a global protest, right? And the protest is supposed to be about how we want people to keep their hands off of our rights, our personal rights, such as your right to speech, or the right to be able to have education, or things like this, right? Let's see, another collective impact: relationship, friends. Again, not necessarily. I don't know why I'm stumbling over my words. Where is Mercury? But relationship trends. So not necessarily just um, boyfriend girlfriend type of relationship, but also friend type of relationships. But you could experience some breakups, or you may also see some engagements as people start to seek balance with this energy. There's no middle ground with this Libra full moon. All right, art and culture will also have a collective impact. I feel like we're going to see some viral aesthetic trends in fashion, design. Everyone is spring cleaning right now, redecorating. I just did that in my new safe room. Right, we have a new picture, a new view, a new screen, a new area. Workplace dynamics is also going to have collective impact. So team conflicts over credit or shared responsibilities. In other words, like who is supposed to do what or who did do what, right? But also breakthroughs in collaboration. So focus on that is what I would say. All right, so here are 5 practical steps that you can take when you're working with this energy. The first thing I have on my list is do a relationship audit. Ask yourself, do I feel seen, heard, and valued in this relationship? If not, schedule a calm conversation. For toxic dynamics, you want to write a release letter. No sending is actually required to let go of the resentment energy. All right. The second thing I have on here is balance energy accounts. So track where you're over giving time, money, and empathy, and use the 70-30 rule. 70 self-care, 30%, 70% for your self-care and 30% for others. Let's see. I have Aries Libra meditation. So sit quietly and visualize a scale. On one side, place your needs. That's Aries energy. And on the other side, the other's person needs. That's Libra's energy. And breathe until the scale feels even. That's one of my favorites. Fair play budget review. So Libra rules money and partnerships. Okay. I feel like we always forget the money when it comes to Venus. So review shared finances, bills, or debts and aim for an equitable solution. Beauty as therapy. Visit a museum, redecorate your altar. I did that. Wait till you guys see the new background. Or try aesthetic journaling. So collage images, vision boards, dream boards, that type of thing. All right. I actually have something fun for Libra full moon that I included in my notes. Who wants to know how to do a Libra full moon ritual? We're not going to do this one live. We've done one live before, but we're not going to do this one live. But I'm just going to tell you how to do it. It's a super easy one. All right, Libra full moon ritual. This is the things you're going to need: a white or pink candle for harmony, paper, pen, and a small mirror. Libra loves reflection. Rose quartz for love, or clear quartz for clarity, or both. And this could be optional: lavender incense or calming music, or both. All right, here's the steps. You guys ready? Super easy. So, the first thing, you're going to ground yourself. So, stand barefoot, take 3 deep breaths, and say, I am rooted in peace. The second thing is you're going to light and invite. So, light the candle and incense, hold your crystal, and state, I welcome Libra's wisdom of balance and beauty. Next, we're going to do mirror work. So look into the mirror and say aloud, I honor my needs and the needs of others. Both matter. This is going to tackle Aries and Libra tension. Then you're going to write and release. You're going to make 2 lists. On the first list, you're going to put what drains my harmony. So examples, overworking or one-sided friendships. On list 2, you're going to put what fulfills my heart: quality time, creative hobbies, examples. Then you're going to tear up list number 1 and bury it or burn it safely. You're going to fold list number 2 and place it under your crystal. Then you're going to do a dance of balance. So play a song, move freely, sway like Libra scales, right? And then stomp like Aries fire. That's going to help you merge the two energies. And then you're going to want to close the ritual by blowing out the candles and keep the crystal and list number 2 in your wallet or in your desk as a reminder. Super easy Libra full moon ritual. All right. Last thing I have is some post moon tips. Follow through is important. This is where we always forget everything. We go do all the stuff, we make the moon water, then we don't use the moon water. Maybe that's just me. All right, so follow through. Guys, the full moon energy lasts 2 weeks. It lasts 2 weeks, right? So revisit your ritual notes, right? After 7 days, go back and look at it, especially if you do the Libra full moon ritual. After 7 days, go back and look at list number 2. All right, let's see. Libra's allies. Work with rose quartz, wear pastel colors, blues, pinks, and arrange fresh flowers to prolong harmony. Avoid people pleasing or forcing decisions. If you feel stuck, ask yourself, does this choice honor me and others? My final note is this full moon is a dance, not a battle. So even small acts like apologizing first or choosing a vibrant bouquet can align you with its magic. Trust the balance because you create it. All right, that's what I have for Libra full moon. Trump 2028 is a Libra. Welcome. Sign up. Welcome. All right, guys. Here we are. New background. I changed my table cover and I made it black. And then when I was getting ready for the live, I noticed that I was wearing the black sweater. And I don't want to get up and change my sweater. So we have the floating hands tonight. I hope nobody minds. I have my lemon ginger tea ready to go. It should be cooled off enough now. We do have a list going. Diana is showing me divine timing. Dina, Sherry, Vanessa, Michelle, Diana, Renee. Remember, guys, everyone who participates at the end of the tonight's live, if you're still here and hanging out with us, I'm going to enter you into the drawing for the free chakra reading. Guys, it's a $30 value, $29 in my Etsy shop. It's where we go through all 7 chakras. We look at where you could be experiencing some blockages. And I don't just tell you, oh, you're experiencing some heart chakra blockages. I actually give you information like steps that you can take, actions that you can do, meditations that you can do, herbal recipes that can help you clear blockages as well. So that's our giveaway for tonight, guys. Thank you, Sherry. Uh-oh, what's wrong? Is it being mean on Facebook? I wonder why. Is it seem like it's smoother on YouTube? That's so weird because I got a notification from YouTube, not Facebook. But yes, guys, that's why we're on 3 different platforms. So Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch, all at the same time. If one is giving you trouble, click in the description box and the link for the others is right there. All right, I'm going to start collective reading and then we'll jump to the free and paid mini readings. Remember, guys, anyone who participates tonight in free or paid is going to be entered in our giveaway for tonight's giveaway is going to be the Chakra Balance Reading. All right, I've pulled out the Soul's Journey, the Yin Yang Oracle, and I'm going to start clarifying with Divine Wisdom. Diana says no audio or video issues on YouTube. Let's keep an eye, moderators, on the chat and just make sure we don't have any issues in there. Everyone is welcomed here, as long as we're polite and courteous and compassionate and empathetic of others, right? Let's start masculine energy first. Remember, guys, everyone has masculine and feminine energies. Your masculine energy is your protect and provide energy. I always say this is what makes you lock your doors at night. It's what causes you to want to put food on your table. That's masculine energy. So we have trust. I accept that my inner voice will always guide me correctly. Masculine definitely collectively going through mass awakening and learning the spirituality of things, right? Learning how to pray, learning how to meditate, learning how to connect with spirit guides and angels and ancestors and this type of thing. And this is something the feminine energy has already been working on, right? All right, let's look at feminine energy next. We have change. I understand that nothing can grow or evolve without movement. And that's interesting because I feel like we've actually, for the feminine, we've been going through dark night of the soul, always a little bit ahead of the masculine energy, right? Always experiencing things a little bit ahead. Again, I'm not sure why that happens. I always say, I'll ask when I get up there one day, just not today. But I think what's happening for the divine feminine collectively is we're not done learning. I'm not going to say that. That would be so wrong. We're always learning, but we've reached a point where we're done sitting. We're done. It's like we got this period of awakening where we got to just kind of sit and take in all the information. And I think that is done because we're all kind of being called back out into the world for different reasons, different purposes. And it's like we're having to integrate everything that we learned through our spiritual awakening, right? We're having to actually put it into practice. All right, let's look at the bridging energy. Imagination. I embrace and nourish the creative aspects of my mind. Envy is on the bottom. I am the same as everybody, but with different challenges. All right, let's see. I'm going to start with the trust card. And this was the masculine energy. Feminine energy, the self-care, nurturing energy. I always say that's the energy that makes you want to wash your hair, dress up, look pretty. That's going to be the feminine energy. Our bridging energy is our current spiritual lesson. So if you're wondering if you're having this type of spiritual awakening, then it's like right now we're focusing on imagination. And I feel like I needed to mention this earlier when I was talking about Neptune, and then I didn't mention it. So I'm glad Spirit's giving me an opportunity to mention it now. That's Neptune at 0 degrees in Aries. Because Neptune is at 0 degrees in Aries, it's that purity, it's that clean slate, it's that you can write it and make it whatever you want to make it. So right now, our imagination is key. Our manifestations are on point. Right now, it's like we're able to manifest things or bring things to fruition much quicker and much faster than we ever were before. And that's going to be that Neptune 0 degrees Aries. So I think what the bridging energy is, we're all being told to dream bigger. Dream bigger. All right, elemental wisdom. So Page of Cups comes out for the trust. There could be a small offer. Masculine energy could be receiving a small offer. This could have something to do with an apology, but what I'm kind of picking up here for Divine Masculine is it's more of this energy of like something was offered and then maybe it was retracted, it was taken back. Masculine energy thought they were going to get something, and it's like now it's less than what they believed it was going to be, but it's giving me this energy of it's just the beginning. It's going to grow. It's going to be more. Remember, pages are students, never at their fullest potential. So it's like there's always more to go. The Fool is here taking a leap of faith. That's going to have something to do with needing to trust. That could be why they need to trust so that they can take this leap of faith. And then the Empress is here. This is going to have something to do with manifestation, bringing something to fruition, because that's the Empress energy. All right, let's look at the change card for the feminine. I think the change is taking action. Went from doing a lot of solitaire, like being in solitude, a lot of spending a time on your own, a lot of just you and spirit meditating, growing your faith, that type of energy. And it's like now you're being put out into the world, and it's like now you're integrating, you're implementing, you're grounding what you've learned, what you've went through in your awakening. We have the Six of Wands coming out. It's interesting to me because it tried to come out in reverse. We have the Moon coming out and the Six of Cups coming out. The Moon is illusion. Six of Cups. Six of Cups could be nostalgia. Six of Cups could also be reunion. I think that the reason the Six of Wands is in reverse, the Six of Wands is also about notoriety, noticing something. I think you've noticed something. I think the change for Divine Feminine, this is about to just rock all of y'all. Are you ready? The change for Divine Feminine, I'm confidently saying this. The change for Divine Feminine is that you've noticed something. You've noticed something big. The moon has illuminated something for you. And I think it was something that you were fearful of, because the moon card does talk about fear. And I think you're no longer fearful of that energy. It's more of this nostalgia. It's more of this coming to peace with something. And I think what's happening here is we're all releasing the person. If you're Divine Feminine, you're releasing the person that catapulted your awakening, the person that you look at the opposite side of the reading to see what it is that they're going through or what it is that they're doing. We're all collectively releasing the person, because why? I say it all the time. It was never about the person. It was always about the purpose, right? All right, our imagination is the bridging energy. I do feel that this has something to do with manifestation, thinking outside the box. It needs to be bigger. It needs to be more. We keep limiting ourselves. We keep limiting ourselves with our disbelief, not understanding how powerful we are or who we are. And I think because of Neptune in Aries, 0 degrees, it's like this is the time that we need to expand that knowledge. This is the time when we need to get really lulu lala about the things that we want, right? All right, so the Two of Swords comes out. This is getting like you feel stuck energy. Seven of Cups is about having options and choices. And then Queen of Coins for all of us, it's our finances, right? It's all about the finances. It's all about financial freedom. It's all about being able to have financial freedom so that you can get unstuck, so that you can have new options. Again, collectively, that's all of us. And I think it's interesting that I picked the Elemental Wisdom. Sandra actually gifted me these. I love you, Sandra. But Seven of Cups is pretty different. So I know that normally, we use the Rider Waite version, right? Look, Queen of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles. So you can see the difference in those two cards there. And most tarot cards very much follow Rider Waite, right? But the difference, and most of the time, what you'll notice is that there'll be something a little off or a little different in another set. This is again the Elemental Wisdom Tarot. And Seven of Cups, unlike the Rider Waite, where the cups are all covered in clouds and it's really hard to see, and some of the clouds or some of the cups have like poison, and some of the cups have gold. So it's like you don't know which cup to choose. You have more options, but you're kind of nervous or anxious to make a choice because what if you make the wrong choice, right? Seven of Cups and the Elemental Wisdom Tarot, you can't make the wrong choice. They're all white butterflies, which I don't know if I've ever told you guys this, but my mom used to tell me when I was little that white butterflies were good luck. So every time I see them, I'm fixing to be 46 years old, guys. And every time I see a white butterfly, I tell whoever I'm with, hey, that's good luck. You know what I mean? Like I want them to know. I want them to go tell all their friends. But the Seven of Cups and the Elemental Wisdom, the cups are clear. There's no clouds covering your choices, your options, and all the options are good. And Queen of Coins is all about learning how to become your own resource, learning how to become your own resource. We're all manifesting something that has to do with our finances. And I think for a lot of us, this is about starting your own business. That is, I mean, again, it's almost like it's going hand in hand with spiritual awakening. The world is having a massive spiritual awakening, and people are starting their own businesses worldwide. And the reason is because you can't, it's such a struggle to be able to follow your purpose while you're working for the man, right? So it's like everyone is starting their own business and finding what it is that they have, what it is that their soul contains, what craft, what creative energy they have that they can offer, that they can help other people, that they can exchange energy for, right? And especially if you're having this type of spiritual awakening. Guys, PLR is literally what I manifested, what I alchemized from my twin flame spiritual awakening journey. Um, I don't know how else to say that, right? Most people have this journey and spend years and years and years in darkness and in a lot of pain. And I'm not saying that I didn't go through darkness or I didn't go through a lot of pain. Of course I did. But I came out the other side with something that no one can take from me. And that's I don't know how I don't know how to explain how powerful that is, right? Especially when it's this type of journey. All right, let's do Yin Yang Oracle. Now I'm going to look at head, heart, and higher self. And this is where we look at thoughts, feelings, and higher self lesson. I'm going to start with the masculine energy first. So in the headspace for the masculine, we have the autumn card coming out. Harvest. Again, this could be about harvesting something, manifesting something, bringing something to fruition. I felt that with that Empress energy. They could have started manifesting whatever this energy is around autumn time, this past autumn. We have present, abundance, and gratitude. That's coming out in the heart space for divine masculine. Could have something to do with those new options or new choices, right? And then for higher self, we have the sun card, strength and empowerment. So definitely putting the focus on themselves. I'm getting some self-care and self-healing with this card as well. But in the present, definitely very grateful for some abundance that's coming in from the past autumn. I would say they've manifested something. And I do feel that this could be a message the divine masculine could be saying to the divine feminine. It's like they want you to know that they've manifested something abundant. They want you to know that they have some physical proof that the divine feminine was telling the truth all along. That is huge. That's powerful. All right, let's do divine feminine, head, heart, and higher self. Same thing. All right, so we have messages and dreams coming in the headspace. So divine feminine, you're probably having some weird dreams. We all are, and we're all trying to figure out like why. Why do we keep seeing these dreams, these visions, these things? We have rejection, loss, and fragmented in the heart space. Divine feminine could be sending that message to divine masculine. There is a separation. There is a And it's powerful. It's much more powerful than it's ever been before. And I do believe it's because the divine feminine is releasing that 3D energy and understanding that it was always about the relationship with source, right? It was always about your relationship with God. It was never about your relationship with some human that makes mistakes, right? That definitely could cause us to feel some type of grieving when you realize that something's not going to turn out the way you thought it was, especially for some people on this journey who had these expectations for years and years and years, 20 plus years, right? That definitely could give you an energy of grieving when you realize the reality of the situation. All right, higher self lesson. We have facade and beliefs. So it is about taking the mask off. It's about showing who you really are. And the facade and beliefs is understanding that this journey was never this fairy tale romance bullshit that people sold for years and years and years. It was never about that. It was always about taking a deep dive into your own soul so that you could heal yourself and become a better human being, right? Like that was it. That was the whole purpose all along. All right. I'm not going to pull any messages. I do see a little bit of communication back and forth through the heart space here. I don't sense any type of bragging or anything like that from Divine Masculine. I definitely sense an abundance of gratitude. I feel like I got a little throat chakra. Can you guys tell? But I feel like if I was to pull the OG cards, we would see that one from Divine Masculine that says, you taught me that I have purpose. You know what I mean? I feel like I'm definitely getting that. All right. Tree of Life Oracle to close out the collective, and then we'll get to those lists. You have the Twigs card coming out and the Love card on the bottom. All right, so the Twigs card. Small worries and fears, resources, simplicity, resolve, valid concern, founded criticism, worries, regrets, vengefulness, unnecessary load, bad memories, and useful fretting. Useless fretting. What's useful fretting? Useless fretting. All right, and choosing the Tree of Life Twig card, it's good for you to be on your toes. What is underfoot? A situation requires you to be alert and get snappy. Gather your thoughts and resources. It's no use letting worries impede your progress now. Twigs break and fall away like old habits and cares. These twigs of worry are often thoughts we have outgrown but can't let go of easily. Worries like twigs can be collected, gathered, held tightly. Notice your old thought patterns, the ideas about yourself that you hang on to but no longer truly serve you well. Take those worries, name them, and let them go. See them as dead wood and no longer need to carry, and take them to the wood pile or use them as kindle for new ideas. Another approach is to mentally collect your scattered worries and fears and tie them in a bundle. Let them serve you rather than burden you. Do not let them be strewn all over your psyche where they may trip you up or sabotage your clarity. Are you feeling vengeful toward another? Try to find resolve by organizing your emotions. Take a deep breath and try to get in touch with what bothers you, what weighs you down, and what burdens you in a way of thoughts and feelings. Journal or talk to friends about your concerns and worries. Allow your conscious to transform these worries into action that will set you freely on your way to a better life. Your dreams at this time will also clue you in to what your worries and fears may be. Tree of Life Twig card reminds us to let go of what no longer is needed. All right, and I'm going to read the Love card as well. I heard to flip it over when I pulled the Twigs card for guidance. And so when I flipped it over, we got the Love card, which of course shows the two trees entwined. always gives me strong twin flame energy, right? And the actual keyword is entwinement. It says love, romance, sexuality, friendship, unconditional love, platonic love, union, codependence, needless neediness, emotional entanglement, betrayal, and jealousy. All right, it says, if you've drawn the Tree of Life love card, then romance is really in the air. You may have completely bewitched someone, body and soul, or you may have a great crush on someone yourself. Romance is first and foremost present when this card is chosen. You may have a great crush on someone, or there may be one who desires you. Tree of Life love card reminds you to delight in playing with all the joy, anticipation, and possibility of new union. Sexual desire and seduction, flirting, and all the excitement and anticipation of courting can lead you to finding a wonderful mate or to true love. Tree of Life love card is akin to Tree of Life spring, and that this is a time of abundance and fertility. But this card is about passion and intoxicating effect love and desire may have on you all through life. It is about discovering your soulmate and finding the one who truly treasures you. I read the love card to you guys because I've been using the Tree of Life Oracle for all your personal readings this past week. And the love card came up so many times, so many times. And I mean, yes, it is about love. But I think for a lot of us, it's about this newfound love that we have found within ourselves or for ourselves, right? It's definitely this energy of newness because of the springtime that we're in, right? We just had spring equinox. It's Aries season, first house of the zodiac. I've been talking about this for months because we always get the new year so confused when we're celebrating it in middle of winter on January 1st, right? Does that make sense? So all of this new energy is here now, and I'm here for it. All right, guys, that's going to be your collective. I hope all of that was helpful. I'm going to clean up really quickly, and then I'm going to check out that list. So who's having weird dreams? Or I guess who's not having weird dreams? I feel like the dreams cards came up a lot as well this week. And guys, I am caught up in the Etsy shop. That's always nice. I've been talking about a new schedule, or I guess I've just kind of been thinking about coming up with a new schedule, but I haven't actually done it yet. I know I'm going to keep the time the same. So I know there's a lot of people that wish we could live stream earlier during the day. I wish we could too, honestly. Um, but I have my grandson a lot, and it's just totally impossible, to do such things. So I think I'm going to keep the 8 p.m. Central Time, but I may change dates. And that's always hard for me, right? I don't know. I get so used to things being at certain time, certain day, and then I'm like, no, I don't want to change it. All right. All right. Give me just a moment. I made this spread and then I didn't write it down. sign up says, I subscribed. I love it. All right, I remember. Okay, so lost touch. Projection. That second one, how you're projecting in your relationships. Guys, remember that it's not always intimate relationships. So when we're looking at that reading tonight, it may not be about like your spouse. It may be like, how are you projecting with your, I don't know, your children or your sister or your aunt or your boss at work. You see what I'm saying? All right. Okay. Let me grab the list just really quickly. Divine timing. Dina, Sherry, Vanessa, Michelle, Diana, Renee, Simon, Chandley, hello, and Starla. Sarleva is our longest running member at PLR, and Chanley just received our 1 month free membership when we sent out those 5 free memberships. Let's go do that again. Let's go do that again. Well, first, let's go back to the camera. And somewhere down here, there's a button that says give away 5. There it is. All right, we're gifting 5 memberships to PLR. Now, guys, these are random, totally random. So I don't know. I won't know like who all they went to. I know, right? All right, so let's see. Chosen Divine Women. Oh, that's Dina. Is that Dina? Just got membership. Dark Wizard 70 gifted membership. The Dina one is pretty cool, right? It's rare that we get someone we know. Look at that. Diana was gifted. This is inspired me. My favorite one, guys. This is the best one ever. Divine Timing was gifted. Oh my gosh, I love it. That's it. I'm setting up a members only reading. All right, I love it. That one was awesome, right? Like, there's a bunch of good ones there. Look at everyone was super cool. There's been several where it's like, people we didn't know. We were like, what are they gonna think when they get over here? All right, guys. And that's not the only giveaway. We're also giving away the chakra balance reading. So, guys, let's close that list for one. Let's close the list, ladies. So if you're on the list, hang out with us tonight. Okay, it's probably going to be like another hour, I would say. And I'm trying to get to the right thingamabob. There it is. And that's what you win. That's what we're doing the entry for. So if you're getting a free reading tonight, if you're doing a energy exchange reading, I'm going to put everybody's name who got the reading in a little bowl at the end of the live, and I'm going to pull your name at the end of tonight's live. So you'll know tonight whether you won the chakra reading or not. Guys, this is like a 30 to 45-minute reading. Again, lots of information to help you clear out different blockages. These are energy points in our body. It's science. I'm not making it up. You can Google it, go look it up yourself. But it's something that we all need to have more understanding on, I think. And I feel like, would help us be more in alignment. Yes, is what I'm trying to say. Yes, list is closed. Diana says, woo woo, congratulations, everyone. Yes, that was the best one, really. I remember when I seen Chanley and There was another one, the Milky Way one. I was like, oh, I remember them, right? But there was like a whole bunch of others that I was like, I don't know who none of those people are. Excuse me. I love it. Yes, Dina, that was super cool. Super cool. All right. So divine timing is first. Say hi to me in the comments. Divine timing. Oh, look, there she is right there. Love it. Yes, Michelle says, I got the chakra reading about a year ago. It's fantastic reading. I love that. Vanessa, look at Vanessa. Oh, I can't believe this is the best one, you guys. I am so happy right now. We're going to do a members only reading every week. Every week. I love it. All right. Definitely, definitely the best one for sure. All right, let's get to Libra full moon. Let's use Yin Yang Oracle. And this is what I use for the collective, actually. Diana says, seems to me that the weather delay from yesterday was meant to be, because look at tonight. And if you do get a reading, please stay until the end to see if you win the chakra reading. I love it. All right, divine timing. Here we go. Libra full moon. The first thing I'm looking at is, where have you lost touch with yourself? Where have you lost touch with yourself? Detachment, celebration, gifts, and abundance. Okay, so we're all kind of getting some spankings here on this situation, divine timing. Guys, remember, don't shoot the messenger tonight, guys. It's my job to give you the nitty gritty information that you need so that you can get into alignment, right? I wish I could say all the things in a much kinder, nicer way, but I promise you that I try to as best as possible. So that's me. That's Rosa here at PLR. If God sent you here, he thinks you can handle it. Okay. All right. There, one, divine timing, you have some type of gift that could bring you abundance. But it's something that you have that abundantly flows through you. It's going to be some type of creativeness that spirit gives you. Remember, guys, creativity is what spirit gives us to use in order for us to be able to follow our purpose, right? So it came out in reverse. I don't know if you saw that, but it tells me that you're a little detached or you're a little cold when it comes to your energies, your gifts, and the abilities that you have. And I already know why. Are you ready? Divine timing. Again, don't shoot the messenger. But it's going to be because something isn't you're not there's you don't feel like celebrating. Maybe you don't think that what you wanted came through, or maybe you feel that it's not enough. For a lot of us collectively, we're dealing with it's not enough. Okay, and we're kind of getting lessons on what abundance really is, because unfortunately everybody wants to put the dollar bill under the definition of abundance, and that's actually, like, if we're talking to spirit, if I'm sitting down with Jesus, right, like he's not going to tell me, he's not going to hand me a stack of bills and be like, here, you're abundant. You see what I'm saying? He's going to give me a hug and love and compassion, and that's abundance. You see what I mean? So there's something where we're all kind of having to let go of some expectation where we thought we were going to have spiritual awakening and the hundies were just going to rain down, right? The thing about this that we're all learning, are you ready? If you're having spiritual awakening, if you're truly having a spiritual awakening and you are an authentic soul out here doing God's work, do you hear me? The hundies don't fall out of the sky. It does not work that way. If you see someone who calls themselves spiritual and the money's falling out of the sky and they're driving around and fancy cars and fur coats and all of this type of shit, they're liars. They're liars, and they're selling you something. Do you hear me? You see what I mean? So if you think that you're going to have a spiritual awakening and you're going to start a business and you're going to come out here and you're going to be a billionaire, like, that's not going to happen. We're having a spiritual awakening so that we can be humbled, so that our soul can be, brought down to the earth. I don't know how to say it. I feel like I never have the right words. My point is, something isn't as big as you thought it was going to be. And here's the other thing. It's not that it doesn't get bigger. We see something and it's like, oh, that's not the wrapping that I expected on my package, so that's not the package I want. Wrong. Just because the wrapping isn't, the bow isn't big, or it doesn't look like you thought it was going to look, like, you could have an ability that you're like, man, this isn't bringing me enough money. Like, maybe reading tarot is not bringing me the big bucks right now. Maybe reading tarot is just the gate, the door, the stepping stone to where it is that you're headed, right? So there's some detachment, there's some cold energy here when it comes to your spiritual gifts. And if you're like, Rosa, that's not true, I love my gifts, I'm so grateful for my gifts, I have gratitude every day for my gifts, then my question to you is going to be, why is Spirit tapping me on the shoulder and asking me to ask you about your discipline, your self-discipline? How often do you tap into these gifts? Do you practice these abilities every day? Do you try to grow these abilities every day? Do you try to learn more about your abilities so that you become stronger and wiser and braver and, all the things? Man, it's the people that go first. They are brave. They are brave. All right. Divine timing. Let's see. Where could you be projecting in your relationships? Where could you be projecting in your relationship? Guys, this is all to help you, right? It's all to help you clear shit out of the way. All right. Control tactics, disharmony, triggers, and conflict. Ooh. Um, the control tactics is pretty easy, right? Like, she's got her foot on something. Here's what I'm gonna say, because I see the triggers card. Is it possible that you're trying to control something so much because someone around you, whoever it is, whatever it is you're trying to control, is triggering you? It's triggering you. So you're trying to control it because you think if you control it more, then it can't trigger you, or the triggers won't work, or you'll beat it, you'll win, you'll fight, you'll all these things. Here's where we all go astray here. It's never about control. It's always about surrender. Okay? It's never about control. It's always about surrender. If something is around you and it's causing you a lot of triggers and you're trying to control it, release it. Release it. Let it go. Let it go. It's that energy of, the bully in school, where if you keep crying about it and you keep kind of like whatever running away, it just gets worse and worse. But when you just get strong and you just face it, the bully goes away. You see what I'm saying? It's giving that type of energy. All right. Now let's see. Possible Libra full moon outcome. I'm going to use the soul's journey. Trust. I accept that my inner voice will always guide me correctly. Trust your intuition, and that could have something to do with your gifts as well. All right, I'm going to leave that right there. Honesty and love were on the bottom. All right, I hope that was helpful. All right, Dina. Dina is next. Dina and Divine Timing just won memberships to PLR. I actually won a membership to another tarot readers channel not too long ago. I got super excited about it because I got to go over and see how they did their members only lives. So I've got some new ideas for ours, which is kind of exciting. And the one thing I like about the members only as well is I don't have to do those at 8 o'clock at night. You know what I mean? Like those can be done at different times. I actually like doing the members only more like around noon. That seems to be like my particular time for members only readings. Thank you, Divine Timing. All right. I'm just going to check them off so we can check off the ones we know we did. And we can add them to our giveaway. All right, here we go. Yin Yang Oracle, Dina. And the first thing I'm going to look at is where you may have lost touch with yourself. All right, so several cards came out. Cycles, change, and completion comes out. Rejection, loss, fragmented comes out. Change again, courage comes out. So the change is what's sticking out to me. I'm actually seeing the number 5, so it's like some type of big life change has happened. You could feel like you've lost something. You could feel like someone's rejected you. The fragmented is sticking out to me because I'm learning about soul fractals, so that's pretty interesting. The change card shows her with the luggage, so it's like something about having the courage to move, having the courage to go forward. Maybe this could have something to do with traveling, but I think you've experienced some type of ending of a cycle, because we have completion and cycles. And it could, of course, make you feel like you've lost something or you've been rejected in some way. Um, but I think where you've like lost touch is that you are this person. I'm hearing that message and I don't want to make this, we're never trying to be like overly like religious over here. It has nothing to do with this at all, right? And I'm not trying to like upset anyone or anything like that. But I'm definitely getting um that message where God doesn't give you anything that you can't handle. And where you've lost touch in yourself is just remembering or reminding yourself how strong you are, what you are capable of doing. All right, let's look at where you may be projecting in relationships. Where you may be projecting in relationships. All right, so we have the Ace of Air coming out. This is Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy, and separation and longing is here. In your communication, maybe even in thought, this could be someone that you're separated from or going through a separation with. But I think it's going to be through your communication. We have guilt and sabotage is on the bottom. All right, let's do guidance. Libra, full moon, potential outcome. From the soul's journey, we have balance. I bring a state of perfect harmony into my world, and I do so without judgment. On the bottom, we have regret. I know that I cannot change the past. All right, Dina, I'm going to leave that there. Hope that was helpful. Renee says, it's storming and I keep losing service. That was me yesterday. Oh, I understand, Renee. No worries. Kenley. All right, Dina's check. So Sherry is next. Say hi to me in the comments, Sherry. Thank you, Dina. All right, Sherry, here we go. Where you may have lost touch with yourself. 2 cards. Renewal, spark, avoidance, stalemate. I'm getting something like this is supposed to be a time where you're supposed to be renewing yourself. I heard something about it's not the right word. Vitality, bringing yourself back to life type of energy. You could feel like you're at some type of stalemate, but it's because you're avoiding something. Alchemy, ancestor guides, that could be what you're avoiding. Some type of storm, something that has to do with ancestors, something that brings you freedom or new opportunities. All right, now I'm going to look at where you could be projecting in relationships, integration, union, present, gratitude, feminine. That's that dark feminine. Sherry, I'm not going to get into it very much, but this is going to correlate with your personal reading that you got. You see that? Rebirth and winter is on the bottom. The dark feminine. Let's talk about that for a minute, guys. There's such as the labels trip us up so much. All right, let me pull Libra Full Moon potential outcome for Sherry. Blame. I accept responsibility for my well-being. Gratitude. I am thankful for this life and the opportunities that it presents. All right, I'm going to leave that there. Guys, the shadow feminine energy is up front, in the spotlight. It is in our faces. Um, I don't want to get into all the things, and it's like a whole course. It's like a class. It's like a teaching moment, right? But let me just go over the basics really simply as quickly as possible. Um, we have masculine energy, we have feminine energy, the yin, the yang, the duality, right? The masculine energy is the light, okay? It's the light. The feminine energy is the dark. You can't have one without the other. One is not good, one is not bad. That's not how it works, okay? When we're talking about dark feminine energies, everyone has dark feminine energies, okay? Just like everyone has masculine and feminine energies within, everyone has dark feminine energies. That darker energy a lot of times is running amok in our lives before we're awakened. Then we go through spiritual awakening, and then we start going through alignment, we start going through discernment, we start figuring out what all this shit is, right? And when we start figuring out what it all is, we start realizing that shadow self, remember when we all got the shadow journal? Y'all remember that? But that shadow self that we kept saying, oh, we need to heal that about ourselves. We need to, some people are taking medication for different, labels, right? And come to find out, these are our superpowers. These are the things that are keeping us alive. These are the things that are keeping us at the forefront of this spiritual war that we're in, right? So we start fine tuning that shadow self energy. we start fine tuning it into the armor and the I don't want to say the word weapons, but I mean that's what it is that we use to fight back, right? So I feel like we hear the labels when we talk about our shadow self and the dark feminine and all this kind of stuff, and we start thinking it's all this bad stuff. And then we don't want to do the research. Like I remember when I heard about dark feminine, I remember when I heard the word spells and I was like, spells are bad. Oh my gosh, I'm not a witch. Remember that shit? um, these are all labels. And sadly, we've put in labels on things and it's caused us to feel a certain type of way about it. Here's what I'm going to say. Right now, the dark feminine is rising. The dark feminine is rising. And all that means is that people are empowering themselves. They're standing up for themselves. They're not going to let people walk on them anymore. They're not going to let people take their rights away anymore. We've come too far for this crap. You see what I'm saying? That's all it is. But again, we put labels on things. We make it look scary and sound scary. And then people are like, oh no, I don't want none of that. And then we don't learn, then we don't grow, then we don't ascend, you know. All right, I'm going to leave that there, Sherry. I hope that was helpful. Vanessa. Vanessa is next. Georgie, welcome. Oh my goodness. Okay, she's got to have both for sure. Yes. We're still okay over there in the, you know what? I'm not going to worry about it. I'm not going to worry about it. All right, Vanessa is next. Vanessa, say hi to me in the comments. She did already. She's like, I'm already here. All right, Vanessa, here we go. So the first thing I'm looking at is where may have you lost touch? Where may have you lost touch with yourself? All right, we have deception, seeds, and spring. You could be lying to yourself about something. You may need to plant some seeds or do some type of um, groundwork. You may be lying to yourself about how much there needs to be done. Or you may be, it came out in reverse, that's how I know. You may be lying to yourself about how quickly something will come to fruition. You may be, is it possible, Vanessa, that you've come like really far in your journey and you're telling yourself that you didn't, or you're not like recognizing how far you've come in your journey? Like, is that possible? That could be also what I'm getting there. Deception and temptation in reverse. So it's like before, maybe you were really tempted, you were easily tempted to something. And it's like now you're not. And Spirit's saying, like, you're not seeing something in that. You're not seeing how far you've come in that. All right, Venus offer. So how you project onto others, you're in relationships. I feel like the Venus offer, karma, balance, justice, is going to be, well, I mean, it could be any relationship, but I feel like this is intimate relationship. There's something about the rose in the palm of the hand. So it's like with intimate relationships, you expect things to be very fair, very just, um, very balanced. But it's something that you're projecting. So it's like something that you need to bring within yourself first before you can offer it to someone else. Lack and doubt is on the bottom. So if you're feeling lack and doubt, then you are going to have to balance that before you can be in a healthy, intimate relationship with someone else, right? All right, let's do a little guidance, the soul's journey. Libra, full moon, potential outcome for Vanessa. Relationships, a big confirmation there. I am attracted to those people who serve my higher good. All right, I'm going to leave that there. Hope that was helpful. All right, Michelle is next. So I have Michelle, Diana, Renee, Starleva, Chanley. Oh no, Sina, Chanley, and then Starleva. It seems like we have a lot of special people in the chat tonight. Wow. 5 new subscribers. Like what is happening? Is it because it's Monday night? Is that it? All right, Michelle. First thing I'm looking at, where you may have lost touch with yourself. We have reflection and projections, closed off, guarded, and resistant, healing, inner child, and Aries fire energy coming out. It's interesting because projections is what we're going to look at next. Is it possible that you're feeling, I almost said nervous, and I don't know why I would have said that. I meant to say you're feeling guarded or closed off, or like you need to protect yourself in some way. And we've seen the healing of the inner child. So what I'm getting is like spirit showing me, like, again, this energy of how far you've come. So it's like you're going through something where you've actually done the work, the shadow work for whatever it is you're going through, but you're feeling some type of way about something, and you're closing yourself off and keeping yourself guarded. And there's this energy where spirit's saying, like, you've come further than you know, or further than you think, or further than you're trusting. All right, let's look at projection and relationships. We have party, external, and receive and open. So closed off when it comes to too many people, third parties. I want to say like minds, but I don't think that's it. I think it's an amount. And there's something about being around a certain amount of people or a certain group of people that could give you some type of opportunity to receive something. Attraction, Mars, hot is on the bottom. So whatever it is, it's like something you could be trying to manifest. All right, Libra Full Moon potential outcome. 2 cards. The health card comes out. I will honor the physical vessel that enshrines my soul. And the doubt card, I feel like you're dealing with some self-doubt here. I release the need to know all the answers. Imagination is on the bottom, and that is the card that we saw in the bridging energy for the collective. All right, I'm going to leave that right there. I hope it was helpful. Diana is next. Diana said several special folks. Agreed. Agreed. Thank you, Michelle. All right. Diana gives us a good note. If you did get a reading, please stick around to see if you're the winner of tonight's giveaway. All right, here we go, Diana. Where you may have lost touch. Mercury, messages, travel, communication. You could have lost touch with someone that you were recently talking to. Maybe you traveled to see them. I'm getting like the message in the bottle type of information. Could have something to do with someone, you know, on the other side of the veil. I'm seeing North Node, cosmic, toxic patterns. But yeah, something has caused you to slow down communication. This could have something to do with, again, someone on the other side or someone that you traveled to communicate with. Mercury is all about communication. All right, now I'm going to look at where you could be projecting in relationships. Look at the Twin Flames card coming out. Wow. I heard a big message when I turned it over. Again, don't shoot the messenger. I don't know what it goes for, what it goes with, so I'm just going to give you the message. Not everyone's path or outcome will look like your path or outcome. Rebirth winter is on the bottom. All right, and now I'm going to pull Libra full moon potential outcome. The Courage card. I find the inner strength to face the fears with confidence. Denial on the bottom. I acknowledge my fear, but I replace it with insight and awareness. All right, I'm going to leave that right there, Diana. I hope that was helpful. All right. I know, right? Oh, she is. Sign up says Diana is a beautiful soul. Absolutely, she is. All right, Renee. Oh, we added Junior. We're being nice because we closed the list. We'll add him to be nice. He's having a special day today. I don't know if he's told you the good news or not. I'll wait and see if he tells you the good news first. All right, Renee is up. Renee, sign up, Chanley, Starlova, and Junior. William 3130. I know she's having connection issues. I know. I don't know what to do about that. Let's go ahead and keep going. And yeah, yeah. I don't know. I don't know what to do because we have to be here in order to do the giveaway to win the giveaway. So let's just wait, and if she pops back in and says, "Hey, I'm here," we'll do hers next. There's Junior William 3130 is good news. And not just any job. It's definitely career change. Career change. Going from outdoors to indoors. Which I mean he actually had already done. But now he's getting to the place where he wanted to be sort of all along, right? All right, still no Renee. And there may be a delay too, so mm, all right, let's go ahead and do sign up. Sign up, say hi to me in the comments, please. Chan Lee will be after sign up. Star Luba and William 3130. Renee when she comes in. I'm looking for sign up. Sign up. Say hi to me in the comments. Here we go. All right, here we go. Ready? Where may have you lost touch with yourself? Past, lack, suffering, lack again, and doubts. So the word lack coming out in two different cards, I'm just saying that's a pretty big stack of cards there. Regret and repression is on the bottom. You could be dealing with some type of regret from your past. The lack energy is what the focus is now. The lack energy could be causing you some self-doubt. The lack energy just means that you feel like you've lost something, like something's not a part of you anymore. Um, two things are coming up to me for me. If there's something you're beating yourself up in the past, we don't I don't believe in mistakes. And I know you're like, well, who are you? Okay, well, I'm Rosa. I'm like a whole person. I know you can only see my hands, but it's okay. I had a spiritual awakening, and now I get to talk to God all the time. And I used to beat myself up about the things that I did in the past as well. And God just really explained to me that that helps no one. Literally, it helps no one. It just keeps you stuck in this energy. So if you do, for some reason, are beating yourself up for something that you did in the past, understand that your soul came down here and it has this journey that it's on, this path that it wants to take. And your soul has these lessons that it's going to learn on this path. One way or another, it's going to learn these lessons. Sometimes we cause what I like to call delays, right? Not a mistake, a delay. And it just means that you detoured. right? You went off the soul's path. You saw a shiny object, right? Something that you wanted to go explore more of or learn more about or whatever. But whatever that experience was, it makes you stronger, wiser, braver, smarter, all of those things, right? And you have to gain that information, that skill, that knowledge, that wisdom, so that when your soul gets further down the journey, it's going to need that information. And then you'll say, oh, look, it wasn't a mistake that I went down and looked at that shiny object, right? I needed to know what that shiny object was all about. So when I got further down this path, now I can make better choices. Now I can make better whatever because I have that extra knowledge, that extra wisdom, right? Just just what I'm getting there. All right. Now I'm going to look at where you could be projecting in relationships, where you could be projecting in relationships. We have self-care and energy in reverse. Um, you um it's kind of giving like that work hard, play hard type of energy. You could be expecting the same from people that you have relationships with. Again, this doesn't have to necessarily mean that it's an intimate relationship, right? But I think it's the next card that come out was action, courage, Jupiter beginnings. But I do feel that it's this energy of you put a lot out and you expect a lot back type of energy. So that's kind of what I'm getting there. All right, now I'm gonna look at Libra full moon potential outcome and guidance for sign up. Sign up. The empathy card. I am open to seeing both sides of a situation. I am open to seeing both sides of a situation. Empathy. All right, I'm going to leave that there. I hope that was helpful. Have we seen Renee? All right, Jan Lee. Oh, I'm gonna have to go back and look at those comments. All right, Chanley. I'm gonna start out. Where have you possibly lost touch with yourself? Where have you lost touch with yourself? Trust and divine timing. The darkness of the card itself is sticking out to me. Toxicity bound in patterns, but it was coming out in reverse. You actually, this is another one of these cases where it's like you've gotten through something and there was so much going on around you getting through this situation that you didn't even notice you got through the situation. Yeah. So in other words, you've overcome something that was toxic, karmic, unhealthy. You've freed yourself from it. Um, and it kind of just happened gracefully. Like I don't think this was like there's not a big fight here. There's not like this big whatever. You've just kind of like moved away from something, detached from something. And it could definitely just been divine timing. It's just the right time. This is the time that you're supposed to be going to go do something else. But it's like you've just detached and surrendered in such a peaceful and calm way. And I fear that you've had so much going on around you that you didn't even realize or notice that you had done it. Family, home, and commitment is on the bottom. So that could be, so let's say if you're in a family, you're like, well, I've just recommitted to my family situation. Then that means, like, let's say you were overworking, right? And that could have been the toxicity that you were bound to. So you could have recently said, you know what, I'm going to spend more time with my family. I'm going to recommit myself to my children, my grandchildren, whatever it is, right? All right, let's look at where you could be projecting in relationships. And remember, it doesn't always have to be love relationships. We have spy, watching, inspecting. It could have something to do with over analyzing as well. Freedom, leap, Uranus, and opportunities. Yeah. Micromanaging, over analyzing. It's giving me some Virgo energy. Thoughts and isolating. So your own thoughts of something may need some self-reflection, but you could be like micromanaging something or over analyzing something due to your own like low vibrational thoughts, not something that's actually taking place or actually happening. So keep that in mind. All right, let's do some Libra full moon guidance, potential outcome. The Soul's Journey is by James Van Praagh. Perseverance. I know that I can do whatever I set my mind to. Honesty is on the bottom. I can't always expect the truth from others, but I can expect it from myself. All right. I hope that was helpful, Chanley. All right. Star Lover. Star Lover, say hi to me in the comments. Thank you, Chanley. Ooh, we're getting to the end of it. Guys, as I know I talked about schedule change, I haven't quite. This happens every time. Like every time I'm fixing to have some type of schedule change, it's like Spirit will give me a heads up that the schedule's about to change, but I don't actually know like where it's headed or where it's going until like we get there. I do get a little bit of a heads up so I can let my moderators know, but that's usually about it. um, so I know that the schedule change is coming. I feel it. I know just because of what's happening in my own personal life as well. I do feel that we will be keeping the 8 p.m. hour. I do feel like that is something that I can at least announce and stick to and know that that's going to be the case. However, I believe the days are going to be changing. So we've been doing Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday. The only reason we're on today is because it stormed yesterday. But I believe that we're about to change. And I don't want to jump the gun here, but I'm thinking that it may be Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I was really hoping for an extra day, like a fourth live, so that we can go back to the elements, but that's more like 5 lives, and Spirit says that unfortunately is not where we're headed. So I think I'm going to stick with all 12 signs for a little bit longer, but we may be going to Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I'm just not 100% sure about that just yet. All right, I'm not seeing Star Leva. Are we seeing Star Leva? She may not have been able to. I know that she was at the end of the line. Phone dead. Read back through comments. Okay. All right. Okay, so unfortunately I can't do that reading. Spirit's being really direct about the giveaway. You have to be here for the giveaway. So does that mean that we just have Junior left? Is it William 3130 is the last one? All right, let's do it. Say hi to me in the comments, William 3130. I know, it breaks my heart, but I don't know. There's gonna be a reason. And of course, if they come back before we get finished, just let me know. Try to catch my attention. I'll make sure to look before I wrap it up. All right, William, 3130 with his new job today. Let's see, where may you have lost touch with yourself? Libra Full Moon is going to bring this out for all of us and show us all. Man, there's so many. Higher self activation, guilt, sabotage. That card always gets to me. Nurture, compassion, self love, and shadow side, dark night. So it's definitely telling me a story. You know what's interesting for me, and this may not just be specifically for William 3130. It just may be like a guy thing in general, but it seems to me that, and again, this doesn't have anything to do with masculine or feminine energies. We have both, right? Everyone has both. But it seems to me like guys struggle with self-care. Guys struggle with self-care, self-love, compassion and understanding when it comes to themselves. They're super, I mean, not all of them, but most of them are super good about giving that energy to other people. But when it comes to taking care of themselves, um, and I don't mean self-care like in napping, William 3130. I mean in self-care as in um, exercise, yoga, meditation, breath work, all of these types of things. I think that why are these cards came out for you is because you're going through so much and you're experiencing so much, and you're struggling to, the story I got is the healing energy. So it's like you're struggling to self-care. You're struggling to provide compassion and nurturing energy to yourself. That could be where you've lost touch. All right, let's see now. Where are you projecting in relationships? I feel like we're all going to be pretty interesting to see that. Comfort zone, South Node, clinging. It came out in reverse. Congratulations. So where you are projecting. Um, okay, so South Node is what you're leaving in the past, right? It's our comfort zone because it's what we're used to, but we're leaving it in the past. The clinging energy could definitely be what you're projecting, especially like in a relationship. And you just set yourself up for this. I mean, I don't know how else to do this. I have to be honest. I have to like tell people the things. William 3130 may not get another reading on a live anytime soon. But here goes. Ready? In relationships, it's possible there's some codependency issues, right? I do feel like that's why it's coming out in reverse, because I do feel that that is what you're working on healing at this time. And because I'm dating you, I feel like I know that that is true. Right? But yeah, that could be where projection is. Truth and expression is on the bottom. All right, William 3130. Let's pull some guidance. Libra full moon, potential outcomes, patience. I accept that everything happens in divine timing. Purpose also came out. I know that what I am here to do. I love that. Grief is on the bottom. I understand that losing something is an opportunity to appreciate it. I feel like that's kind of what happened to us, and that's where we're at now, right? All right, I'm going to leave it there. I hope it was helpful. I love you. Thank you for being so brave. All right, guys. So that's it. No, we didn't see Renee, and we didn't see who was the other one? It was Renee and Starleva. All right, so I need to make our little papers. So let's get our list going so we can have our drawing. All right, hold on one moment, guys. All right. And I know it's sloppy, but I'm just going to use little strips of paper. All right, so on my list that we have, I have divine timing. So divine timing, let me know that you waited. Look at you, I'm here. Look at all you guys. You know how it works. All right, so divine timing. I know it's awful and it's so messy. There's divine timing. I'm going to fold it up and put it in the little bowl. And then next one on my list is Dina. And I know she's here, Dina. And I'm gonna make it on paper. And there's her name. I'm gonna wrap it up and put it in the bowl. And next one I have is Sherry. Sherry, there's yours. Wrapping it up, putting it in the bowl. Next one I have is Vanessa. It's not even a bowl, it's a plate. All right, Vanessa. Okay, my little leaf plate. All right, Michelle. Oh, I don't know if I showed you. Michelle. Bo. Diana. Diana. Bo. Renee, we didn't get to do. Sign up. We did. Guys, if you're new, make sure you hit the subscribe button. I want to say I seen where sign up said they hit the button. But our days may change for free and paid readings. We do it every week. Every week there'll be one night where we do free and paid readings. I just don't know because it's fixing to change, right? All right, Chan Lee. And I'm so excited for members only videos. We're gonna have to do one this week for sure. All right, here's Chan Lee. Paper. Is that it? Divine timing, Dina. Um, William 3130 can get a chakra reading anytime he wants. So we're not going to put him in the bowl, okay? So we have Divine Timing, Dina, Sherry, Vanessa, um, Michelle, Diana, Sign Up, Chan Lee. That's it. That's right. Okay, here we go. Ready? I'm not even going to worry about the chat. Let's do the giveaway. Ready? Here we go. So, drum roll, right? So, I'm going to do the drum roll. And I'm just going to pick one. And it is a 30 to 45-minute reading. Chakra blockage. Sherry. Sherry is our winner. Congratulations, Sherry. I'm so excited. All right, Sherry, I'll message you in the morning. In the morning, I'll message you. I'll need a little bit of information before I can do that reading. I love it, right? I know. I'm not even sure what to do about that one. I think we can do this. There we go. All right, guys. Congratulations to Sherry. Thank you, everyone, for participating. Guys, make sure to hit the subscribe button if you're new. Members only. Welcome all the new members. I love the giveaway, right? So if you got new membership today, just know we will be doing a members only reading soon. I have no idea what we'll do it on. How exciting, right? But you do now have access to all the members only readings that have already been posted. And I would definitely recommend taking advantage and going over and checking that out over on my YouTube channel under the members tab, right? All right, guys, I will be back. Okay, so tomorrow is Tuesday. That's when we normally would do all 12 signs. I believe we're going to stick with the schedule tomorrow and Thursday for this week. And then coming next week, so most likely this coming weekend, I will announce the new days. I believe it's going to be Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Again, still not 100% sure about that. But tomorrow we're doing all 12 signs at 8 p.m. Central Time. Come back and join me for those. All right, guys. I love y'all. Thank you, everyone, for participating. Congratulations to all our members. And, of course, Sherry for winning our giveaway tonight. I'll see everyone tomorrow night. I love you all. I'm always, always sending all of you a bunch